So this is my kitchen. I went through loads of iterations of what colours to do the kitchen, but then it ended up all kind of tying together once I decided on the colour of the windows outside. And I love pale blue with this kind of dark brown or dark red colour.
Originally, this would have been a really large Victorian mansion, a really beautiful home. And in the 60s, it was converted into 3 flats, quite frankly, really badly. So they ripped out loads of original features. So we've really tried to put that personality and history back into the property.
When I first moved into the house, I was slightly overwhelmed by the amount of decisions I had to make. I have a kind of allergic reaction to anything too practical, which is why you don't see any appliances or anything in here. They're all hidden carefully away in the little artist nook, which is next door. And then we use this Colfax kitchen curtain to cover the dishwasher.
We have been in this house for about 1.5 years, and when we found it, it was all about the light. The light was amazing. We saw it in summer, and it kind of has, through winter as well, kind of light coming all through this space here on the ground floor, which was actually originally the living room.
The house itself is from the late 1700s. Some previous tenants wanted a more modern kitchen, so I think my dad agreed to putting some IKEA cabinets along the bottom and took out the original cupboards, which really bothered me, and we then sort of tried to reinstate the bottom bit to look more like the top bit, which is kind of funky style, as it's called in Swedish, where you actually see a bit of a frame of the joinery around each door.
We wanted a nun-kitchen, so we didn't want it to feel very kitcheny and severe. We wanted it to feel really natural to the house, so we used tons of reclaimed items. This kitchen island was actually a gentleman's outfitter's storage in Cheltenham. It's so strong, it's oak, it's incredible quality, and I love the fact it looks old, it's stained, it's got loads of patina, and it has the most remarkably huge drawers, so good for kitchen storage.
One thing I really didn't want with this house, I didn't want people to come in and feel like they couldn't sit in anything or had to take their shoes off. Like, I grew up on a farm, so it was dog hair and muddy boots, and I, should probably be more precious, but I'm not.
When I grew up, there was a family living here that had a son who was my age and in my class, called James O'Connor. So I have all these memories sitting here in the kitchen with him eating. And the table itself is actually something I spent a lot of time tracking down. It's called Virvar, and it was designed by the Swedish design prince Sigvard Bernadotte. I really like this kind of pattern on top of it in particular in the room, and it's quite retro and sort of Scandinavian 1950s style.
We also added these really amazing crenellations to the top of the cupboard. And over here we have my magnum opus, which I am still seething. I only got a B for in my GCSE art.
The Spanish tiles are actually floor tiles on the wall here. I found from a guy called Maitland and Pote, who lifts them off floors in Spain and then resells them and actually saves them, because I think they'd be destroyed otherwise.
I mean, in general, I don't like ripping things out. I like to keep what's here, and all the finishes were really lovely. The floors in the rest of the house were installed in the 60s, and I've actually decided to keep them. But just here in the kitchen, I wanted to brighten things up a little bit. And the reason why I went for this checkered pattern is because in the bathroom that's opposite, that you see through the door, we also have a checkered floor, so it kind of bookends the floor that we installed in the bathroom.
I went through so many iterations with this kitchen because one thing I really wanted was somewhere soft to sit in here. I just always kind of dreamed of having a kitchen with a sofa or something. I'm an out and proud telly addict, so I think at one point I was thinking, you know what, I'm not going to put a TV in, I'm going to be really chic, and then I was like, I'm going to have to put a TV in because what else am I going to do sitting here? You'll probably see that all the shelves have been softly plastered, and for that kind of like Tadillac-esque look, but much cheaper to do.
This incredibly random shelf we didn't really know what to do with for ages because it was originally a spice rack. I think I have salt and pepper and paprika, and that's it. So it didn't really serve a purpose for me. So we decided to turn it into this kind of pinboard thing. And yeah, various mementos from trips.
The pantry is kind of my pride and joy, but mainly where I hide most of kind of everything I cook with on a daily basis. When I travel, I'm always kind of picking up local delicacies, and I guess Greece is one of those places, also Italy, that just does like amazing dried oregano. And I've really got like addicted to putting on everything.
I love overly specific kitchen utensils, and I like actually having it all out. I like how it looks, and it means you can see what you've got and grab it easily. I also like bringing kitchen utensils back from foreign countries, like this slightly weird vegetable art peeler, which we actually use for roast potatoes. I bought that in Thailand.
I am not the tidiest person, so I definitely needed to have lots of places where I could put things, but I also really wanted some shelves. It's all a bit mismatched, not too perfect. I don't really believe in having like matching dinnerware. I like it all just being a bit thrown together. I actually found these at a friend of mine, Laetitia Rouget's exhibition a few years ago. It's very rare that me and my husband agree on things to go on the wall. So yeah, the fact that we agreed on them, we had to get them.
I'm a huge fan of the Glass Studio. They make these beautiful hand-blown glassware. They've just brought out vases. I picked this up when we were in Penzance, doing a bit of a kind of recce on the area, checking out, we stayed at like the most gorgeous guest house, and they have really beautiful food offering. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Times Style YouTube channel. See you soon.